Hello everyone, my name is Logan Sublett. I'm a freshman at the University of Arkansas, and I'm back here in my hometown of Hot Springs, Arkansas, to tell you about one of our most historic and well-known landmarks, the Arlington Hotel.
The lead architect of the Arlington was George R. Mann, who completed the project in November of 1924. Interestingly enough, the Arlington currently standing today is not the first, but actually the third Arlington to have been built in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The original Arlington was built in 1875 in order to house the income of tourists there to experience the wonderful hot springs. This hotel was used for about 20 years before it was torn down in order to build a newer and larger version across the street to meet the demand for more space. This old location is now known as Arlington Park. This new hotel, unsurprisingly called the New Arlington, was built in 1892 and boasted more than 300 rooms. Tragically, this hotel would succumb to a fire in 1923, which would cause millions of dollars in damage, as well as claiming the life of a fireman. This brings us to the third and current building, designed by George Mann. Mann was a successful architect in his day. He was born July 22, 1856 in Indiana, where he was encouraged to be an architect at a young age. He attended the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston, where he was able to skip the first 2 years because of his talents. Other notable designs by him include the Arkansas State Capitol, the Bentley Hotel in Louisiana, and the Gazette Building in Little Rock. The Arlington as it stands today is a stunning display both inside and out. Like its predecessor, the Arlington's entrance faces up Central Avenue at the Y intersection of Central and Fountain Street. This commanding position, as well as the two towers at the top front corners of the building, exemplify this landmark as the center and the heart of Hot Springs, Arkansas. The inside space of the Arlington features a high vaulted ceiling over a ballroom and lounge area, which welcomes its guests to its almost 500 rooms. The structure and floor plan of the building is symmetrical down the middle when looking at the entrance. Beautiful murals cover 2 sections of the walls, one behind the bar and one behind the stage. Most of the lighting in the building is soft and relaxing for the residents, and there is not much natural light from the windows. The functionality of the Arlington was influenced heavily by advances in engineering, such as the use of steel frames to increase maximum stories, as well as the implementation of elevators to assist the residents, both of which apply to the Arlington. Stylistically, the most influential movement on the Arlington was the revival of Mediterranean architecture. This movement occurred in the United States during the 1920s and 30s, mainly seen in palaces and seaside villas on the coast, but the aesthetic similarity is uncanny to the Arlington. The style is exemplified through the front-facing symmetry as well as the 2 towers on the top of the buildings. These structures also typically have wrought iron balconies as well as windows in the shapes of arches or circles. I decided to analyze the Arlington iconographically because it is, in essence, an icon of Hot Springs because of what it has been through. It has had a significant influence on the city through all 3 iterations due to some unique guests, such as Babe Ruth, Will Rogers, and Joe Robinson. But by far the most notorious guest to have stayed at the hotel was none other than the infamous gangster Al Capone. Capone was known to book the entire 4th floor at a time for him and his associates, giving rise to even more interesting stories and history to make the Arlington unique.
I decided to do my project on the Arlington Hotel because I was born and raised in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I've been around the Arlington my entire life, and I've been in it a ton. I even had my high school prom here. I also think the Arlington is extremely beautiful, and it has a lot of cultural and historical significance to my hometown.